If you're after a cozy bowl of comfort food, you have to try my creamy tortellini soup. It's healthy and nutritious, packed with veggies, and deliciously creamy without any cream. So let's get started. Now we are making a vegetarian soup today. So instead of using any meat, in substitution, we are using mushrooms. We are going with cremini mushrooms today, which are not only delicious and creamy, but they have a lot of flavor and also hold their shape once they're cooked in the soup. Now, tip here when using mushrooms is never to actually wash them because that'll make them watery. Grab yourself a damp paper towel and wipe them clean, take off any dirt, slice them up. But if they're large ones like this, you can slice in half. Grab yourself a large pot and add a good tablespoon of olive oil. And we're gonna start by sauteing the mushrooms. Now, tip here with the mushrooms, do not add any salt yet as it will release their water and make the mushrooms soggy. Once the mushrooms are nice and brown, that's when we go in and season with salt and pepper. And now let's remove the mushrooms on a plate for now. So for the base of this soup, we're going with the classic celery, carrots, and onion, and of course some garlic for extra flavor. We're gonna cut down all the veggies to make our sofrito, and I do like to leave the carrots a little bit larger than the rest. Woo! That is a spicy onion. Woo! Add a touch more olive oil to the pot and add your carrots, celery, and mushrooms. What am I saying? And add your carrots, celery, and onions, not the mushrooms. And you want to saute them down for a few minutes just to soften them until the onions are translucent. Next, you want to add your chopped garlic along with a few tablespoons of tomato paste. And I'm also going to add some turmeric powder, which is going to give a lot of flavor along with some added nutrients too. And you want to make sure to fry this down for 3 to 5 minutes to get a nice deep color to get the most out of the flavors, along with some salt and pepper. Let's pour in 4 cups of vegetable broth, or you can use chicken or beef, of course, if you're not vegetarian. And I'm also gonna add a cup of water. And time for the secret ingredient. Remember, we are not adding any heavy cream to this. We are actually adding cannellini beans, which are not only gonna add protein and fiber, but they're gonna make the soup really nice and creamy, and I promise you, you won't even taste them. So we're gonna add a whole can of cannellini beans to a blender. We're gonna blend the beans into a puree, and then we're gonna add that straight to the soup. I love adding cannellini beans to dishes, just for that creamy consistency. And again, you won't even taste them. And you can add a little bit of water to your blender, so we've got no wastage here. Add that in as well. We'll season it with some oregano. Give it a good little mix. And we're gonna let the soup simmer nice and low for about 15 minutes with the lid on. And while the soup is simmering, let's prepare the next ingredients, which are 1, to have a big bunch of spinach. You can also substitute it with Swiss chard or kale. I like to finely chop the spinach. I'm using 3 cups here. And we are also going to need some Parmesan cheese. I always recommend buying a block of good quality Parmigiano Reggiano and finely grating yourself rather than using those pre-grated packet ones that don't have any flavor. Not only is this gonna make the soup delicious with a beautiful umami. Not only is this gonna make the soup delicious with its salty umami flavors, but it's also gonna add another creamy element to the soup. Oh yes, look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Let's get back to the soup. Oh, it smells so good. We're going to add in the grated Parmesan along with the spinach that we just chopped. We're also going to add 1/2 cup of milk. I'm actually using dairy-free milk, but you can use whatever milk that you like. Give it a good stir together. Get that cheese nice and melty. And now it's finally time for the star ingredient, which are the tortellini, of course. If you haven't had tortellini before, they are actually stuffed little pastas, and you can have them with many different fillings. I've actually gone with a porcini mushroom filling today to keep with the mushroom theme. You can get them with spinach and ricotta. Even you can go for a meat version as well if you're not vegetarian. The tortellini usually take a few minutes to cook. Just check your package. So let's pop them in. And because they are being cooked right in the broth, they'll end up soaking the beautiful flavors. And we are also gonna add back in those mushrooms that we cooked earlier. And we're gonna cook everything together just for a couple of minutes until the tortellini is cooked and the spinach is nice and wilted. Smells so good. Time to serve up our beautiful soup. Look at that beautiful broth, and of course, a nice and juicy tortellini. And now to serve, we're gonna add a little bit of extra Parmigiano for good luck. Best part of the day now to try some. Wow. That is so yummy. The tortellini is really soft and absorbed all that beautiful broth, which is of course really nice and creamy without any cream. Perfect for a weeknight dinner, especially if it's cold and rainy or in winter months, or if you just need a cozy soup to warm you up. Hope you guys try it and love it, and I'll see you in the next one.